We have a path toward victory that goes right through Idaho. Democracy is not about Wall Street and billionaires spending hundreds of millions to buy elections. Voter suppression, that is cowardly politics. If you do not have the guts to run in a free and fair democratic election, get out of politics, get another job. They said, Bernie, the only way you could run a strong national campaign is to get a super PAC. We agreed with you. We have received over 5 million individual campaign contributions. Anybody here know what that average contribution is? $27. You can run a campaign not being dependent on Wall Street or the fossil fuel industry or the drug companies or billionaires. My opponent, Secretary Clinton, has several super PACs, and her largest one recently reported that they raised $25 million from special interests, including $15 million from Wall Street. Secretary Clinton has also given speeches on Wall Street for something like $225,000 a speech. If it is such a great speech, I think all of the American people deserve the opportunity to read it. In all seriousness, to the conservative people of Idaho and the conservative people in America, what the media tries to do is kind of divide us up and suggest that this country is hopelessly divided and everybody hates everybody else. I honestly don't believe that's true. I think that conservatives as well as progressives understand that we have a rigged economy. When so few have so much, so many have so little. I would be willing to bet that most conservatives do not believe it makes sense that today 58% of all new income generated is going to the top 1%. And I think most conservatives understand, as we do as progressives, that there is something wrong in this country when women are making 79 cents on the dollar compared to men. That is called sexism, and together we're going to change that. 8 years ago, as a result of the greed, the recklessness, and the illegal behavior of Wall Street, this country was plunged into the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. Millions of people lost their jobs, they lost their homes, they lost their life savings. And then Congress came along and, against my vote, bailed out Wall Street. The banks were too big to fail. In other words, if they went under, they would take half of our national economy with them. 3 out of the 4 largest banks that were bailed out are bigger today. I think that most Americans, regardless of their political views, understand that is too much power in the hands of too few people. We've got to break them up. We have corporations in this country who make billions of dollars a year in profit, stash their profits in the Cayman Islands and in other tax havens, and end up paying not one nickel in federal income tax. What we are going to do is end those loopholes, collect $100 billion a year, invest it in the infrastructure, rebuild America. We have a broken criminal justice system. In the wealthiest country in the history of the world, which is what we are today, why do we have more people in jail than any other country? If a police officer breaks the law, that officer must be held accountable. Addiction and substance abuse is not a criminal issue, it's a health issue. We need to make sure that health care, including mental health care, is available to all people. We have got to make public colleges and universities tuition free. How are you going to pay for it? I will tell you. We pay for it by imposing a tax on Wall Street speculation. If the American people can bail out Wall Street in their time of need, now it is Wall Street's time to help the middle class of this country. The debate is over. Climate change is real. Let's stop fracking. That's right, too. And let me say a word or two about my good friend Donald Trump. Just kidding, he's not my good friend. In virtually every poll that has come out in the last several months, we defeat Donald Trump, and we defeat him big time. On Tuesday night, here in Idaho, you can show the world that this great state is prepared to go forward and help lead this country into a political revolution. Let's go!